Okay, hopefully this isn't going to lose too many frames now. I had too much running just now trying this. Changed the date as I said I would for today, just in case I was going to do a video today, and here I am doing a video today. Thought occurred to me, I can remember back when I used to do some technical soldering years ago, working in a factory. You sat down all day, really. Not good for exercise. So I said to one of a workmate once, I said, "Oh, do you want to start going to the gym?" Um, and yeah, we did that. We worked out and so on. Gyms are not open at the moment. It is what I don't like to call it lockdown. It's partial restriction or something or other. I don't like to call social distancing. I like to call it physical distancing. I think some people might actually get it in their brain a little bit better when they talk it that way. I like to talk about it that way because it's less harsh on the psyche. You can still be social. We're very social creatures. We need each other to be supportive of each other. We're not like some creature that prefers to be alone all the time, although alone time is important for me as well. Finding that balance, right? So good exercise is actually heavy shopping. Years ago, working in a factory with this, we was like soldering thermistors, heat sensors, LEDs, small stuff. Nothing too fancy, very repetitive and boring. Although reasonably good wage at the end of the week. Regardless, there was a corner shop just down from the factory that sold food, as well as it was also a post office, news agents, and all that. So handy. Dinner time, I would walk to it and walk back. If I didn't pack a lunch, I'd probably just use that shop to go and get some bits to enjoy during my dinner, and convenient like that. And I'm sure you've seen it in, I guarantee you see it in America. We've seen it often in the UK, where people are so damn lazy, they use the car to go from point A to point B, whereas they could have walked efficiently. And so there was one or two cases where I walked and I got back before those who went in the car. To be so damn lazy, you're sat down all day anyway. For the most part, there's very few jobs. There were some jobs there required you to be stood up because of the nature of the job and what you're doing. One guy was huge, actually massive, and he wasn't doing himself any favors. And there was a little like privately owned like burger van, just down the road as well, and he would get two of those every day. First break and dinner break. First break is only quarter an hour, then you'd have half hour, then you would have quarter an hour. So quarter an hour morning, quarter an hour afternoon. Regardless, it's human nature to be lazy, I think. Take the easy route. But good exercise can give you that dopamine, the endorphins and the buzz. It does feel good sometimes. And, heavy shopping, recommended. So you used to train at this gym. Now we don't. So I'm still getting my workout once a week and trying to eat much healthier now, as the winter months really screw me up. And the days are getting a little bit longer now. 21st is the shortest hours of sunlight, and people or a bit further towards the equator might moan and groan. But if you're in line where we are in the UK, you you understand how bad it could be for you if it's dark by 4 o'clock on the shortest day in the afternoon. It barely gets light by, it's just 8 o'clock is probably beginning to get light on the shortest day. That's changing quite a bit now. It's just it's a lot lighter this morning. It's not overcast either. If it's overcast and cloudy as well as getting close to the shortest day, I'm just completely screwed. All I want to do is sleep, comfort, eat, and vitamin D is a highly important thing. Yeah, it's a lot of the statistics do show, regardless of good nutrition, people are vitamin D deficient because the majority of it comes from direct sunlight. It's not that direct this time of year. You could go out and about and it doesn't have as much as a beneficial effect as it would be spring and midsummer. Which is why I supplement during the winter. Actually, I supplement all year round now because of the pandemic, and it is scientifically proven now that it helps fight infection, and 80% of those who have died, according to statistics from the pandemic, were deficient in vitamin D. But does that mean the virus is lowering this in the first place? Or does it mean it's getting more, it gets more prolific within those who already have a lower vitamin D? I think it's both. I actually think it's both. Because it's 80%, it has to be both. I'm not an expert, I don't know, but it just seems logical that it would be both. Theoretically, I'm sure we'll know in due course. I've been looking at a lot of data on that, and production, like processing of nutrients, is more efficient when you get your exercise as well. Now, the town's on a slope, and it's difficult. You might think it's easier, heavy bags going down, but it's actually difficult. But not too difficult. I had to stop a couple of times, but that's good. Just to stretch my arms out a bit more. And I used to weight train anyway. I have weights here at home. There's too many distractions at home. There's always that thing in your head that the excuses. The brain is very, if you don't want to do something because it's slightly more tedious than the average routine, we are extremely creative in creating excuses. No, I don't want to do that. Let's do this. Let's go dabble with something I enjoy more. And, the exercise is enjoyable after. I find, for me personally, and a lot of people do, you get that in the endorphins and the feel-good hormones. And it's more enjoyable just having a better body after as well. And, it's doable, but you just need to be... When people will say, you need to be dedicated, people's eyes go up in the air, too much hard work. So these words make it sound tedious. It doesn't have to be. There's people jumping in cars, going point A to point B, getting shopping, whereas they could, number one, get their exercise, get some fresh air out there, and have some social interaction, and do their shopping, Just thought I'd share that. Many things are easier than we make them out to be. We create layers of complexity because we don't want to be too bothered with hard work. right? I think, anyway. There's, yeah, some people could say otherwise, but I think certainly I've read an article recently on they recommend Britons should be exercising, muscle exercising at least twice a week, particularly now during restrictions when this happens, because you're not getting your regular exercise that you would normally. And I'm stood up most of the day at work anyway, because of the nature of the job. The environment is, there's not enough room in the shop to have a sit down at the tills and all that. And, that's okay. I'm used to that, and yeah, walking I think is more beneficial for you in some cases than it is running. And carrying heavy bags is, you get your exercise, metabolism gets going. I'm feeling a bit more motivated lately because the days are stretching out anyway, and got some nice light today. The sun's nice today, and entering my eye and waking up my brain, recharging it, and it's like being a solar powered human being, and to some degree we are. There's all kinds of new research being done on vitamin D now, believe it or not. It's not a vitamin, it's a hormone. Go and look it up. I'm not making this up. It is a hormone, and your cells need it. It enters all of your cells. All kinds of things this does, particularly helping your immune system work for your benefit in a better way. It may even help the immune system not be too aggressive in an imbalanced way in reaction to things, and that it ends up causing illness, right? Like pneumonia, for instance, would be from the immune system doing its thing, fluid building up in the lungs, bacteria then grow in the fluid, causing a secondary infection. And this is why people say, "Oh, COVID doesn't kill you." And it's just, you want to split hairs like that? It's just stupid. It wouldn't be happening without the presence of COVID. That's the point. But people prefer to deny very, very serious things. They prefer fantasy over reality when it hurts them a lot. We have that cognitive dissonance. It's just distance ourselves away from the worst attributes of reality. But that's not gonna make it go away. Alright? But it always stuck in my mind, it's like, you lazy? So, you lazy so-and-so is what we, terminology, being polite. Because, at work, during that job, they pop in the car, go to the corner shop, come back, and you're getting in the car for, you lazy. You just, your whole job's sat down, and you're still sat down in a car going, go and walk. Do some shopping for your home, actually, while you do that, and go and walk that, and come back. Have some lifting, Go and run to the shop and run back, even. Something that gets things going. And a lot of us worked hard and played hard, and some of us in the factory weren't overweight. We weren't exactly healthy either. But some of them were overweight, too podgy and fat, and because of the nature of the job, right? And they weren't helping themselves at all by trying to mitigate that. And certainly, if you want a quality of your life, I recommend not doing these silly things. And having a burger twice a day was, I felt sorry for the guy. He would go and sit in his van on his own. Very strange man. Wouldn't socialise with anyone on break time. Come out with some ridiculous, weird things. And deliberately so to make a joke about it, but he's just awkward. Obese, and I couldn't imagine him getting a job that requires a lot of physical activity. But it wasn't because, oh, people make the excuses, oh, it's slow metabolism. They're not trying to fat shame, don't call it that. It's shameful to get yourself stuck in that rut. We've all been there, junk food is addictive. I mean, I'm kind of addicted to these at the moment, but not overly so. I mean, I could leave it. It's a classic excuse, right? Oh, I can take it or leave it. Like, I tend to have them when I done heavy shopping sometimes, just a refreshment, right? And I think that's okay. You've got to look after the spirit. You've got to enjoy as well. And the thing is that people think like good healthy food is bland and boring. It's not. Get some spices. Put your sugar with it, like honey. Honey has antibacterial properties, among other things. It's beneficial if you want something sweeter, but don't overdo it that you're having too much sugar either. It certainly ways around this, but again, people prefer it to be easy, so they go and buy into a fad diet and then fail because it's a fad diet full of nonsense. And the same people who sold you the fad diet go, oh, you could try this instead, and you add repeat to infinity, and they're just conning you. It's like a snake oil salesman, right? Truthfully, if you have optimal nutrition, minimal intake, then you're gonna be healthy, and you're not gonna have excess fat. It's good to have some fat in your body. That's natural. So if you expend, if you energetically use more calories, then, if you want to talk about it that way, than you take in, well, what's going to happen? You're going to lose body fat. It's simple physics. If you've got more coming in than you're burning, you're going to not lose, and you're going to gain. You spend more than it's coming in, you're going to lose. And then it's all about finding the balance once you've reached a certain level. I'm making it sound easy, it's not. But it's not as difficult as people make it either. It's just that we get addicted to junk. It's easy to give up junk. And it's very easy to take it back up again. When I said it was easy, you're probably thinking, no, it's not. You try it. I have tried it. I did get, a couple of years ago, to that level where I completely destroyed every craving. I never had a craving again. I might think about having something sweet and sugary and nice, and I think, oh, that'd be nice. But it wasn't the same. It was literally like a chain attached between me and the food. It's like a tie to it, and that chain was broken. So it is achievable. It was the first thing I've never experienced that before. It was a new experience. It's like no cravings. Even when I thought about, if somebody suggested, "Do you want some ice cream?" Oh, okay. But it wasn't like at one time. Oh yeah, I could enjoy that right now. The junk food was no longer like, come on, can you? You know you want me. It wasn't like that anymore. It was I controlled rather than it controlled. The cravings weren't there. An addiction is a very powerful thing. So I thought I'd just share this today. You know, that's my perspective. This will go on a video blog on EM Network. As you know, I said I'm going to be back on track. As you can see, I'm using a template again. Template's really there for the other channel, but you know, this channel and the other channel is two sides of the same coin, if you will. But one's more like me just speaking my mind and just get on camera and talk. That's how I want this channel to feel. And the other channel in some ways is just like you're talking to some guy in a public bar, you might be listening to him or whatever. And, you know, that's why I like Steve McRae's Caffeine Corner, and it's just a chill out thing, a rum and coke, that you're going into a public bar with people and you're talking, and it's social norms, not social expectancy. You know, if Steve's a bit rough around the edges, well, you're going to meet people like that in, I don't want to say real life, because the internet's an extension of the real world, but people like to pretend it's not real. These are real people, you know. I exist as a real human being. You know, perhaps you've met me one day and didn't know, or something or other, anyone from the UK. And that's exciting, I think, meeting another YouTuber. I've met another YouTuber at work before now, and don't know what he's doing now. That was a couple of years ago. Cool guy. And, you know, Exploring Minds is with that in mind as well. Sharing ideas and, you know, trying to move away from confirmation bias that causes silliness and arguments of I'm right, you're wrong, you're an asshole, this and that, this kind of stupidity, because people get addicted to that idea. Some people, some dysfunctional people, that idea that the anonymous side of this is like, and yet you're not that anonymous, particularly if you've had your face on camera. But you know, that distance gives people the empowerment, the feeling that, oh, I can be a dick here because I'm never going to meet this person in person anyway. How do you know? How do you know the person you're pissing off isn't next door? I mean, in most cases you probably know, but there's always that chance. If they come knocking one day, yeah, stop being a dysfunctional asshole and actually try to be real with the real world, because these are real people doing real things. Everything on your screen has been put there by people, not by some artificial intelligence. If it has, somebody programmed the artificial intelligence to do the type of things it does, and it might be coming up with something that was never intended in the first place, but it's still down to human interaction, right? People. No one is an island. Everything you do on the internet is there because of the activity of somebody else. The ability of this technology is there because of the activity of other people with some amazing ideas, and you know, it continues to evolve. Peace out. Take care, and I look forward to doing another video soon. Bye.